All right, it says we're live. I am headed back to the area where they're having their peaceful protest. Not that I want to protest really myself, but you know what? I do support the freedom to do such a thing as long as it's done peacefully. So people want to get together and protest. I don't have to agree with what they're protesting to agree with the fact that they ought to have the right to do it. So we're going to go see what's going on. We drove by it here about 15 minutes ago. Nothing was really happening. The area is roped off. The businesses on each corner of that intersection, Norfolk Avenue and 13th Street here in town. The police have police tape across all of the parking lot entrances to the four corners of the intersection, so no vehicles parking in the bank, Walgreens, CVS, or the car dealer, which is just off the corner on the other side there. So we're gonna see what's going on. They did look like officers posted up in front of the doors of each of the businesses on the four corners. So we didn't stop and talk to any of them. I do know one of the officers here in town, and I spotted him. He's busy, so we didn't get out and interrupt him as they were making things ready. So we'll see. If I speak to any of them, I might not put them on camera. That's up to them. They get to decide that for themselves. We'll see what's going on. We might not even get out of the vehicle. So anyway, that's what's going on. It's also cruise night, and typically the cruise night route goes right through this intersection. So I know the people out driving around tonight waving at each other are gonna have to change things maybe a little bit. I'm gonna flip the camera around here and just let you guys see what I'm seeing as we come up here. I think, yeah, there's the button. I know I could do that. Maybe. All right, let me point this more. There you go. Never mind the camera mount taking up the corner of the shot there. So I'm driving up 13th Street northbound, Highway 81 here in Norfolk. So you can see the traffic's backed up here, at least a block back from the corner. I don't really see much happening up here. Traffic's still flowing. There are people standing on the corner with some signs. So we'll see what's going on. We might just drive and cover maybe every angle, and then we'll see what's going on, if there's a safe place to park to get out and maybe talk to some folks. We'll see. Definitely doesn't look like anything violent is happening yet, and that's a good thing. So we'll see what's going on. Hopefully everybody just keeps their head, and we'll be all right there. So what's up, 10X? What's up, Stacy? What's up, Emily? I see you. We'll see what's going on. I'm hoping this is just nothing. I'm hoping it's a bunch of people that come out and have some signs and banners, and there'll maybe be some people driving by honking and waving and giving them the thumbs up, or maybe a different finger depending on their, whether they agree or disagree. But I'm hoping that's all this is. I'm hoping there's nothing to report, and that we can use this as an example of what protesting really is. What's up, Matt? Because protesting is cool, and as I was first going live, like I said, I mean, I don't have to agree with what the protest is about to agree with the fact that they deserve a chance to do it. As long as there's no violence, anything like that happening, then I think that everybody has the right to do so. We're gonna drive straight through the intersection. This is where the rally is. This intersection right here. We will we'll go around the block and come at it from a different angle, and maybe get some of the people with their signs in the shot better. So just hang with me here. This might be kind of a boring live stream. Mr. Dooley needs to move a little bit so we can come through. There we go. So hey, Mad Sexy. And of course, everybody that lives within a block of this is just hoping that they can just live their normal lives. Zach, I don't know. I don't know much about it. Who organized it? One of the things I wanted to do was just come down here and see, if there's a bus, because I keep hearing about rallies or protests in big towns where people have been brought in from out of town, out of state, and so far I'm not seeing any indicator. 15 minutes ago, like I said, when we drove around, we kind of drove every direction and didn't see anything like that. There was nobody here yet as far as protesters go 15 minutes ago. And so I don't see any evidence whatsoever that there are people getting piped in, that this is going to be any kind of a big rally. I think it's going to be relatively on the small side, really, really praying that everything stays on the safe side and that there is no violence tonight. So, and if there is, you're not going to see me down here covering it. I will just go home and just be safe. So now you can see coming up here. I don't know if I can zoom on this screen live. Yep, I can. Okay, so you can see some signs there on the far side of the alley. There's a couple officers directly on my 3 o'clock up by the bank building right now. Of course, everybody that's out here protesting does have their face covered because COVID, and maybe because they don't want to be recognized. I don't know. I'm going to zoom this back out. That's very cool. Those lights aren't flickering in front of me into my eyes, but they are on the screen. So we'll see what's going on here. Like I said, it's cruise night, so there's a few people revving their motors because they've got some nice cars, vintage and stuff like that going on. I do see a few people with cameras. I think there's a news camera, a photographer off to the left, and I see a gentleman here to my right that works for one of the local radio stations covering everything. So like I said, we've got a lot of protesters just showing up and nothing bad happening. So a few more coming off to the left here. I don't know if you can see them in the shot. There are more people walking up to the area. They're gonna let me in. Let's just drive around the block here and see if we can get through here. Make a U-turn, come back up. Make a legal U-turn though. We'll do it like this. We'll 3-point turn it in the alley. Last thing I want is video evidence of me doing an illegal U-turn. That wouldn't be good now, would it? I don't think there's going to be a whole lot to report here. I think it's just going to be all good. I don't know that we're going to hang out too long. We'll see what's going on. I've got company coming over tonight, so I don't plan on being down here for very long at all, but we'll see what's happening. And again, there's some people walking up to join in here with some signs, with some banners. So maybe if we can go turn through the intersection here and then come back down and put these people on the right hand side again. Most of the people are gathering over here in front of the Walgreens store along the parking lot. Looks like the people on the other sides of the street are just taking some pictures and whatnot, and we may decide to do the same thing and just get out on foot and maybe cover some of that. It looks like we've got the local TV station out here too, so everybody seems to be very respectful of the traffic and they're staying on the sidewalks. Looks like everybody is obeying the law, which is totally cool. Love to see that. So let's see if we can, again, we'll just drive up here and turn around, and then after I come through one more time, we will maybe find a place to park and just get out and walk around a little bit. So, but again, there's nothing to report, so I don't know that there's going to be a lot of need to get out and cover a whole lot. People aren't walking around. I don't know if they're yelling anything. We'll put the windows down when we drive back by, and we'll see. We're just going to drive up. Here, I'll show you some of the prettier parts of my town. How about that? Who else is talking out here? Mad Sexy's there. Rich White's in the house. I can't see the comments. I'm not taking the time while I'm watching for cars and whatnot and pedestrians. So I'll go back and catch up with comments once I get a chance to park somewhere maybe. But for now, I gotta drive around a big block. I'll just come all the way up here. I know this one goes through. So, catch up on the comments here once I can. But again, so far, guys, there's really not a whole lot to show you. So as I'm driving around the block here to come back from another angle, I mean, I kind of want to cover the people from the car, and then we'll get out and maybe cover it from across the street. But that's going to be about it. There's not going to be much to show. So we'll just kind of hang out. Once I get stationary on the sidewalk, then I will be able to follow along with comments a little bit better. And so if you guys had anything you wanted to ask me or whatnot, then if you would, just save those. I don't know why that car back there was stopped, but they decided to stop. Up there waiting on pedestrians to go across, I see. Alright, so coming back up again here on the other side of where that white vehicle is turning. Again, there's the protesters right up ahead there in front of the Walgreens store, under the Walgreens kind of sign there, marquee sign, you can see it. And I'm very pleased to report that there's just nothing going on. I'm very happy about that. There's nothing bad's breaking out. There's no fires, there's no violence, there's nobody getting in anybody's face. I don't see any what do you want to say, anti-protesters or opposition protesters. It's being completely peaceful, and I think the way that it should be so far, which might not be good TV, but I tell you what, guys, it's the way that it needs to be, especially when this is happening in my town. So I am happy to report that there's nothing to report. We'll come back around the block here, and then we'll see what's up. If I can get a chance to park somewhere and then walk up, we'll do that. We're going to stay away from bank property, though. We'll stay across the street from the protesters and from the bank, and we'll kind of go from there. So I see a bunch of you out there are watching. I don't see that many people commenting. So here in a second, when I get a chance to stop driving and it's safe to look, I'll have everybody just throw a comment out there so I can see who you are and say hi to you. So now here's some protesters again coming off to the side here. Everybody's being totally cool and just holding up their signs. We'll put the windows down here. Very cool. But everybody's being totally respectful. I support the fact that you got the right to protest, man.
I appreciate it. I appreciate that. That's good enough for us.
And I like the way that everybody's being safe, being peaceful. My hat's off to you guys.
That's what we like to hear. That's what we like to hear.
It's not about what you're protesting, it's the fact that everybody's being smart. I like it.
That's good enough. More than enough. Better than 8. Better than 8.
All right. Yep, everybody's being cool. A couple guys were asking me through the window if I support it. Of course, you guys heard what I said, so. Some people over there across the street just out walking the dog. That's a good. So yeah, I'll see if I can find a place to park, and then I'll come up where those guys are standing there with like that fella in the red shirt. Looks like there's a couple cameras there. So we'll see what's going on. We'll stay away from everybody else. Find a place that I can pull off here and park the jalopy. We might switch and do this a different way. It's gonna be, I don't want to walk that far. Here's what we're gonna do. Is we're gonna go back around this way. And they're coming a little fast. We'll wait for them. And then we'll park a little bit closer, coming from a different angle. Won't be the corner I just said. It'll be they kind of kitty cornered across the intersection from where everybody was just standing. Thanks for stopping in, TPC. I see you over there. Mad Sexy, Gun Toting Pacifist. Who else is out there? There might be all of you that I can see for now. Alright, we'll come back up here. Find a place to park. Whoa! We'll do this. For traffic. And then get out and get up a little closer. All right. Up here where it's a little less walking distance. A little safer to park the car though. We're far enough away to be safe, but close enough to be worth walking to. We'll just park out here on the street. There's even room up in front. Somebody can park a little closer if they wanted to. So, all right, now I'm gonna see if I can pause this video and resume it. It should work for me. But as I load this into my gimbal rig, I think that you guys are gonna get seasick if we don't pause it. So I will be right back. Everybody, just hold tight.